two things that you need to do before you purchase a specific property that have nothing to do with that property. Number one is get to know the neighborhood, and number two is understand the property tax bill. Getting to know the neighborhood is super important. If you are unfamiliar with an area, then you really need to take the time to get to know the neighborhood and not just show up for that one showing for 10 to 30 minutes where you take a look at the house, because there's so many factors outside of your property lines that will affect your life and possibly your resale. So come many times throughout the day, different times of the day, weekday, weekends, and drive the neighborhood, maybe even park and take a walk and really take a look at the community, because things like maybe hoarders in the neighborhood or people that don't take care of their lawns, maybe safety, maybe there's some other nuisance being caused, some family that throws a lot of parties that you might see while you're walking around the neighborhood. See if this is going to affect your way of life and your peacefulness before you go ahead and make that commitment to buy this house. That is the best way to get to know a neighborhood. Number two is property taxes, and this is a huge one. Property taxes can be really confusing, and in many states it might not matter as much, but here in Illinois it's a big deal. For example, our townhouse, the property taxes take up about 40% of our monthly payment, our monthly housing payment over at the townhouse. So it's really important to take the time to understand the tax bill. When you're looking at a property, you might just go online and see the property taxes are, for example, $3,000. That doesn't mean the property taxes are going to be $3,000 for you in a year or two. You need to ask your agent if there's any exemptions on a house. You're looking for homestead exemption, senior freeze, which could be huge, even a disabled veterans exemption, which could mean paying $0 in taxes. Now, of course, if you're not in one of those classes, you're not going to get those exemptions. So it's really important to take the time to ask your agent to provide you an estimate, a ballpark of what your taxes will look like based on your exemptions. Because, yeah, you get the previous owner's tax bill for 1 year, but after that, it's going to adjust to whatever exemptions you have. If you buy a house that has a senior freeze on it and they're paying $1,300 a year in taxes because they've lived there since the 1960s and they've been seniors for so long and the taxes haven't gone up, well, it's possible those taxes are going to go from $1,300 to $5,000 that first year that you own the property. And that obviously is going to be a huge change to your monthly mortgage payment. So really take the time to understand your property tax bill so you don't have any crazy surprises. If you have any questions, my name is Jake McVeigh. Feel free to reach out. I'm a realtor here in the southwest suburbs of Chicago. Happy to help you where I can.